R.K. Agrawal ji, National President of Bulk Drug Manufacturers Association of India, BDMAI, Dr. G. Taru Sharma, Director NIAB, Hyderabad, Professor Alok Dhawan, Director CBMR Lucknow, Professor Dulal Panda, Director NIPER Mohali, Professor USN Murthy, Director NIPER Guwahati, Professor V. Ravichandran, Director NIPER Kolkata, Dr. Mukul Jain, President Zydus Ahmedabad, and Professor Swarnlata Saraf, and all the international and national speakers, faculties, students, and participants. I, Dr. Priyanka Bajaj, on behalf of NIPER Hyderabad, welcome you all at the inaugural ceremony of International Conference on Drug Discovery, Delivery, and Diagnostics. We are delighted to host this esteemed gathering of leading minds from around the world converging to share their knowledge, research, insights in the field of pharmaceutical sciences and technology. This conference is a testament to our collective commitment to science and technology and fostering innovation and addressing the challenges and opportunities in the healthcare. At NIPER Hyderabad, we pride ourselves on being a center of excellence in pharmaceutical education and research. Our mission has always been to push the boundaries of knowledge, nurture talent, and contribute to the global scientific community. Today's event is a significant milestone in our journey as we bring together a diverse group of experts, scholars to collaborate and inspire one another. Over the next 2 days, we will have the opportunity to hear from the distinguished speakers, engage in thought-provoking discussion, and witness groundbreaking research presentations. These interactions are a platform for sharing ideas, building networks, and fostering partnerships that can lead to meaningful advancements in the field. Now, to start the event, I request everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you everyone. Kindly be seated. Now I would request our chief guest, Dr. Chhava ji, to kindly come on stage and start the event by lighting the lamp. I request Professor Saraf to accompany our chief guest. I also request Dr. G. Taru Sharma and Shri Agrawal ji to please join and request Professor Nanduri and Dr. Nilesh Mehra to please accompany them. Thank you so much. We will start the proceedings with Saraswati Vandana to invoke the blessings of the divine and set a pious tone for our event. Goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of knowledge, music, art, wisdom, and learning, is revered for bestowing us with knowledge. So, I would like to invite now Miss Sanskruti and Miss Niharika from Civics Department to lead us in beautiful invocation.
या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लं ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमा आद्यं जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदां जाड्यान्धकारापहां हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकं विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थिता वन्दे तं परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम्.
Thank you, Sanskruti and Niharika, for this beautiful prayer. Now, I would like to request our director, sir, to please welcome our guests with a bouquet of flowers. I request our director, sir, to please welcome our chief guest, Dr. Satyanarayan Chhawaji, with flowers. Thank you, sir. Now I kindly request Director Sir to please welcome Dr. G. Taru Sharma with flowers. Thank you, sir. Kindly requesting sir to please welcome Shri Agrawal ji. Thank you, sir. Now I would request Professor Nanduri to kindly address the gathering about the conference and the event.
Very good morning to all of you and welcome to Naipur, Hyderabad on the occasion of conducting the International Conference on Drug Discovery, Delivery and Diagnostics. Respected Chairman Dr. Satyanarayan Chhawa sir, so Professor Shailendra Saraf, Director Naipur, Hyderabad, then Dr. G. Taru Sharma, Director NIAB, Dr. Sri Agarwal ji, so our long-time friend of Naipur, Hyderabad, and also the National President of BDMEA, and my colleague Nilesh Kumar Mehra. So the three components of the whole pharmaceutical product development, so that is starting with the discovery of the new drugs and the development of the new drugs, and also finally we ending up with a drugs which are actually useful for the mankind. You know, they all comprise of the key is from the discovery to the commercialization. The key is drug delivery systems. So the conference we have conceived with a discussion on the three key pillars of the pharmaceutical product development, that is starting with the drug discovery, then also the drug development, which actually focuses mainly on the new drug delivery systems. And connecting these two is actually the diagnostic tools. The key is identifying the disease and identifying the exact, and the efficiency of the drug diagnostic tools is very, very important. So in this conference, we'll be exploring the crucial relationship between the drug discovery, drug delivery, and diagnostics, the three main pillars of the healthcare. And all the three are interrelated and are integral to the entire process of pharmaceutical drug development. So they play a very vital role in bridging the gap between the innovative discoveries and practical applications in the patient care. So this is the, and in this conference we have an array of the speakers, very distinguished speakers. So who will be speaking on various topics related to the pharmaceutical product development. So some of the topics which will be including are in the area of the drug discovery. So some of the topics are the challenges and opportunities of discovering and delivering microtubule targeted cancer drugs, and management of complications of metabolic disorders through natural products, natural inhibitors of matrix metalloproteinases, new directions in the photocarcinoma therapy, developing new drugs in India, so getting future ready. So we have very success stories of some of the drugs being discovered in India and also being currently being used in the market through some of the companies. Then navigating the journey of drug discovery and development, a drug discovery campaign to expand the applications of horizons in the PARP inhibitors, and also treating the triple negative breast cancers. And then also we have some talks on the drug metabolism and pharmacokinetics, and the overview, and coming to the drug delivery part, we have an overview on design and development of generic complex drug delivery systems, challenges in ensuring the safety of nanotechnology based products, maximizing the potential of sets, the key strategies for considerations for effective formulation devices and the drug targeting and the QBD approaches. So we have also have some topics on the artificial intelligence and also the medical devices. So these are all some of the topics which are actually are going to be discussed by the distinguished speakers here. And we are very fortunate to have the best of the speakers, best of the experts here actually who are in this area. And starting with Dr. Alok Dhawan actually, who is a very distinguished person in the area of, especially in the safety related to the drugs. And we have a number of speakers like Dr. Mukul Jain, then Professor Dulal Panda, then Dr. Ravichandran, and a number of speakers who are actually going to be discussing in the next 2 days of this conference. So we are very sure that with these discussions and a lot of new ideas will also emerge, and the students who are and faculty delegates who are attending this will greatly benefit from these discussions. So, and also at this point of time, we also would like to acknowledge that we have a very generous funding from our Department of Pharmaceuticals, DBT, DST, then also CSIR, and also a number of the companies also they have come forward to support these activities, and also with the active support from our director, Professor Salaf, and also our chairman, Dr. Sachan Chava. So we have been able to organize this in a very short period of time. And we'd like to thank the speakers for accepting our invitation at a very, very short notice and, being assembling here for discussing on this. So with these few words, I would like to thank once again all of you and also welcome to this 2-day international conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for giving us an overview of the conference. Now, I would like to request our director, sir, Professor Shailendra Sraf, to address the participants on this occasion. Welcome, sir.
Honorable Chairman of BOG, Dr. Satyanarayana Chava ji, the CEO of Loris Laboratories, an established and accomplished industrialist of India, Dr. R.K. Agrawalji, the National President of Bulk Drug Manufacturing Association, T. Charu Sarma Madam, the Honorable Director of NIAB, my colleague, Dr. Nanduri, Honorable Directors of NIPERS, Dr. Murthy, Dr. Panda, Dr. Ravichandanji, the invited speakers, Dr. Dhawan, Professor Swarlata Saraf, Dr. Mukul Jain, and galaxy of speakers from the academia, industry, and research organizations. The organizing committee, my dear teacher friends, and most important, the budding professionals and torch bearers of the Indian legacy, the participants, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It's my proud privilege and definite honor to be here this morning to welcome you all on behalf of NIPER in this particular two-day conference. As Dr. Nanduri has set the tone for next 2 days, and as a director, this is my responsibility to do something about the NIPER Hyderabad. We are now about to complete 2 decades, and I can say under the guidance of Honorable Chairman BOG, we are marching ahead with the active support of Department of Pharmaceuticals. This phase must be known in the history of NIPERS as a phase of consolidation. As all the NIPERS are witnessing their own infrastructure, full-time own infrastructure and facilities to cater the needs of the students. We have several accomplishments. We have published good number of research papers, patents, and we have contributed significantly. Modesty prevents me to highlight those achievements, but it's still my responsibility to mention here, wherever we are, humbly we and modestly we say, we are driven by the circumstances. But now this is our responsibility to reach to the next level with the participative approach with each and every stakeholders. The Department of Pharmaceuticals is providing leadership, driving from the front, and guiding all the NIPERS to make a dent in the system and justify its name. It's not truly an academic institution, but it's an amalgamation of academic activities as well as research. So we have to justify this nomenclature, and that is only possible through technology transfer. We are aiming this heavily, and in coming times, in the next few months, we'll be transferring few technology to the industry, particularly in the field of medical devices. Another important area, this is bulk drugs, and Government of India has given this responsibility to this NIPER to establish Center for Excellence in bulk drug research, and looking to the experience and contribution of Dr. Chabaji and Agrawalji, we must plan a journey that too, this journey must be time-bound, disciplined, and we will make this center self-resilient. As I have mentioned, this time must be recognized as a time for the consolidation. At the same time, it's time for the expansion as well. First time we have started the construction of all 5 buildings, and by 2025, all activities must be operational from the newly commissioned buildings in the campus. In addition to that, Department of Pharmaceuticals has given additional land of 110 acres to organize all such activities of the NIPER in one single campus. And we should recognize and acknowledge the contribution of Department of Pharmaceuticals officials, particularly the Honorable Secretary, Sri Arunesh Chawla ji. He was supposed to come for this inaugural session, but due to Parliament session, he could not come. Tomorrow he is coming. And we are also arranging a felicitation program for his contribution, support, and mentoring for this NIPER Institute. As Dr. Nanduri has mentioned, in the active direction of the director, this is the event we have organized. So directors are known for the cadet hunting. By default, I am hunting the cadet, but this is my disclosure. I have not contributed anything significantly. This credit goes to the organizing committee in the leadership of Dr. Nanduri only. So you can clap Dr. Nanduri for his contribution. I have requested all the organizers to focus only for science, science, and science. Rest you have to forget. We have to religiously follow the time schedule. All are required to remain in the scientific sessions. Please devote your time 100% for scientific activities, because this heterogeneous system where more than 220 external delegates are present here, representing 12 states of the country. Speakers are drawn from industry, academia, research institutions, and NIPERs. So you have to take best outcome of this particular activity and justify the presence. And I think, as it is always mentioned, ideation is the highest part of the research. So these type of platform provide ample opportunity for the ideation. Have an idea, respect your idea, discuss with your peers, and start working on translation of those ideas. With these words, I once again, on behalf of the NIPER, on behalf of the organizing committee, and on own behalf, welcome you all for fruitful sessions for today and tomorrow. God bless all of you. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your vision and setting a tone for this event. Now, I would like to introduce our guest of honor, Dr. G. Taru Sharma, National Institute of Animal Director, National Institute of Animal Biotechnology, NIAB, Hyderabad. Dr. Sharma is a biologist known for her germ cell marker gene studies. Dr. Sharma has spearheaded the development of cutting-edge research programs in animal biotechnology, focusing on the areas such as...
Thank you. People can always Google. You can give me 2 extra minutes.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Warm greetings and good morning. At the outset, I'd like to thank Director NIPER Hyderabad for having me here. And maybe as he has been telling in the committee room and now also, so I must put up a word to Dr. Nanduri for contacting us and having me here. Well, it's an important day for NIPER Hyderabad, and before I just kind of express my thoughts why NIAB and NIPER should be very closely linked, all the guests on dais, all the esteemed guests of the dais, scientists of this institute, very dear students, and above all, the First Lady of NIPER Hyderabad. It's indeed a pleasure to come to NIPER. I've been here earlier also. And as I said, National Institute of Animal Biotechnology and NIPER. While Dr. Nanduri was really elaborating, he was talking about drug delivery and trials and preclinical trials and so on and so forth. I don't think anybody sitting in this hall can really think of having done all these things without involvement of animals. I hope all agree. So be them a small animal, be them large animal. Sometimes we really go for a small animal, but the gold standard remains none of the clinical or preclinical trials are done without animals. So surely we are very close relatives, all the NIPERs and the National Institute of Animal Biotechnology per se. I was talking to the director, a good friend, about this meeting. He said, no, earlier they did organize a different kind of meeting, but it's first time in this city. And indeed, applauds to you and your team for having arranged at Hyderabad. And Hyderabad is not the place which is only famous for pearls and biryanis. It's yeah, I mean, vibrant science. But other than that, connecting it with this meeting, we all know Hyderabad stands tall as a global vaccine capital. And nonetheless, standing in Naipur, I must not dare not touching the pharma sector. So it's India's, capital, pharma capital. All the Naipurs are very important for the country. Greetings and salutations to all the directors who are leading this, and particularly to Hyderabad and Naipur. This is what it is. So he was, Honorable Director was mentioning about bulk drug. So what my understanding goes, 40% of the bulk drug production from this city, 50% of the bulk drug export from this city. I mean, there are experts, I may be corrected if I'm not. But this is what it is. So why so? And the moment you think about your animal biotechnology research and you just do it with this way. So if I can frame a small sentence and say, farming the pharma sector would not be a hyperbole, I'm sure. And why so? Because the moment we talk about getting the therapeutic molecules through the biomanufacturing concept, so through the animal models, it's not only should be done or will be done, it's doable and it is being done. And with all humility, I draw pride in saying that at NIAB, we do have the transgenic animals, and especially they do produce the therapeutic proteins into that. So again, there is a strong reason that why the NIPERs, not only NIPER Hyderabad, an institute like NIAB should be really looking forward for much more robust and stronger collaboration. I think I just keep it short and brief because the occasion is a bit different. And I really feel very happy to see, noted speakers. Dr. Dhawan is going to be the opening person to start the conference, and we all know Professor Dhawan, and also all the other distinguished speakers over here. I wish this meeting was very good, vibrant success with lively discussions. And what the director was kind of mainly perhaps telling to students, think, do listen, but think of your own. Your thoughts are very important. And if you think more, you delve more, and eventually we, the country, and in general, and the pharma sector in particular, would get robust. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your scientific insights and your vision with us. And rightly said, NIPER is positioned as a very key location in India at Hyderabad, as we rightly say it as a pharma capital of India. Now, I would like to introduce our next guest of honor, Shri R.K. Agrawal ji, National President of Bulk Drug Manufacturers Association of India, BDMAI. He is also the founder of the pharmaceutical companies, along with being a senior consultant to many national and international pharmaceutical boards and committees. NIPER Hyderabad has a very long association with BDMAI, and Shri Agrawal ji has been a constant support in the growth of NIPER Hyderabad. So please.
Thank you. Thank you for introducing me. Good morning, everyone. Outset, I like to thank Professor Nanduri and Director Professor Saraf for inviting me here. Director Professor Saraf, chief guest of today's function, my esteemed colleague, industry colleague, Dr. Satyanarayana, dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Charu Sharma, the organizers, invited dignitaries, delegates, NIPER faculty members, students, ladies and gentlemen. Warm greetings from Bulk Drug Manufacturers Association. It gives me immense pleasure to be here participating in this ICD4 conference being organized by NIPER Hyderabad with focus on drug discovery, delivery and diagnostics. Pharma, R&D scientists, academicians, students from all over India are here, assembled here, and they will deliberate over next 2 days about the various aspects of this drug discovery, drug delivery, and other aspects of this very important first phase of this drug discovery. Out of the total pharmaceutical chain, this is the first phase. Drug discovery is the first phase, then later on manufacturing, and then delivery. So they will deliberate over the next 2 days on this important topic. I thank the organizers for inviting me here. NIPER Hyderabad has recently chosen to become a center of excellence for bulk drugs, and it's a very good news for the bulk drug industry. And I wholeheartedly welcome this move from Government of India and feel that they will do a good job. It is therefore appropriate that they are providing a platform for this kind of discussion, because this is the first phase of development of the pharmaceutical industry, and I compliment them for this initiative. As a representative of bulk drug, I bring my felicitations and compliments to the scientific community and team of NIPER for this very supporting work for the pharmaceutical industry, enabling it to become the global leader. I hope you are all aware of the success story of the pharmaceutical sector. The roots of API manufacturing are very much grounded to the state of Telangana, and most precisely to this very place where we are sitting, IDPL Hyderabad. This is the birthplace for the pharmaceutical industry, pharmaceutical manufacturing in India, and from here the growth started about 50-60 years back, late 60s, when the IDPL was set up by Government of India in late 60s, and then later on the private entrepreneurship took over, and by end of the century the country was already fully dependent and supplying medicines to almost 200 countries in the world. Hyderabad has grown today as bulk drug capital of India, and as Madam Paru Sharma has told, it is manufacturing almost 40% of the country's API and exporting 50% of the country's drugs to the outside world. API total starting from zero, when practically there was no drugs production in India, to today being largest exporter of drugs is a long journey. It's a very, very long journey in just 50 years of life. And before 50 years, the country was fully dependent for any drugs, and everything was imported. In 60s and early 60s, even the simple tablet of, ordinary tablet of paracetamol used to be imported, and country was fully dependent on imports. Today, country is self-dependent, and we are able to not only meet our own requirement, but we are able to export large quantity of drugs to the almost every country. In US market, even 40% of the generics available on the shelf are of Indian origin. So that's a big success story, and the industry needs to be complimented for this achievement. Now, manufacturing of APIs, the bulk drugs, is a pure science. And as Professor Saraf has said, we should talk pure science and only science. So manufacturing of API is a pure science, and it's involving very complex chemistries. So I think it's a very appropriate platform and appropriate discussion. It will help the drug industry immensely in times to come. Every progressive company because we deal with science, so every progressive company is required to have its own scientist, its own process development team, its own team of development in order to take the day-to-day challenges, because even though the process is running, but the challenges are every day. Every day you will keep getting new challenges which needs to be tackled, and also to develop the products for the future. Based on our manufacturing capabilities, today India is 4th in terms of volume and 13th in terms of value. Now, we are already reached 4th in terms of volume, and there is nothing much we can achieve by increasing the capacity. So there has been a debate going on, what next? India has already reached a significant stage where volume is the we have gone after, producing cheap medicines. Now, time has come where we need to shift gears, and from volume to value, we need to shift gears from volume to value. Value creation is only possible through innovation and research. It is in this context that the role of academic institutions and institutions of like NIPER or institutions like CSR, ICT is very, very going to be very important and very critical. For this reason, every stakeholder is now emphasizing the need for industry-academia collaboration. It is this collaboration efforts that will bring the value addition and that will bring the success to the country. Independent India has developed many government-funded scientific institutes like NIPER, CSIR labs. These institutes have tremendous talent and tremendous development capabilities. However, for various reasons, there has been not so good synergy between the industry and the institutes. Now, this is something we have to look at it and maybe try to put efforts on both sides to improve this synergy for the win-win situation for everyone concerned. A new collaborative approach, therefore, is the need of the hour, and genuine efforts are needed from both sides to bridge the gap. Minor correction in mindset and approach of both industry and academia in their working may be required to achieve the objective. As a representative of the industry, I assure you our fullest cooperation and efforts to help bridge this gap. The one major challenge which this country and industry is facing today is very high dependence on imports, and imports from one specific country, namely China. Now, even though bulk drug industry has made significant progress, but the fact remains that it is highly dependent on China for supply of key starting materials and advanced intermediates. Now, this is one area which needs focus, which needs scientific efforts to solve this problem, because it's no amount of commercial ban or commercial anti-dumping duty or nothing can help, because it is purely an commercial matter and the economics will prevail. We need to come out with cost-effective technologies. We need to come out with, game-changing chemistry, in order to overcome this challenge. The dependence on imports can only be reduced if India can produce intermediates and key starting material in the cost-effective and efficient manner. In conclusion, India is already one of the biggest manufacturers of pharmaceuticals in the world. However, the sector is vulnerable to the external shocks due to high import dependence, especially on China. The industry should focus achieving self-reliance in this strategic sector. A collaborative approach with the academia can enable a quick turnaround in domestic industry, already possesses an expertise in many aspects. Removing import dependence for API is necessary to achieve the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat and to bring the drug security of this country. Lastly, on behalf of BDMA and my own self, I wish the organizers and participating scientists a grand success of this novel program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your vision with us. Now, I would like to invite Professor Nanduri for some important announcements.
So, we are very happy to know about the NIAB. So, we have been working with NIAB in a different ways because most of our animal house and also the pharmacology people have been collaborating. But I think it's a time that maybe realizing the importance of the animal studies because from the in vitro you have to go to the in vivo, and in vivo definitely you will start with the mice. So in drug discovery it all used to say that I think mice will have the last laugh. You do whatever the drug design you have used many number of synthetic molecules, but finally what works in mice only goes to the clinic and finally to the market. I think realizing the importance of this, what we think is it is very important, and also it's at this stage we'd like to have a formal collaborative arrangement with NIAB and NIPER Hyderabad, and we at the behest of our director and also with the consent of the chairman of our board of governors. So we'd like to announce in this conference that there will be a collaborative opportunity. So a formal signing of the MOU will take place soon, but would like to take this opportunity to and thank Dr. Taru Sharma for readily accepting our request. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, as we move forward, it is with great pleasure and honor that I introduce our chief guest for today's international conference, Dr. Satyanarayan Chavaji, Chairman, Board of Governors, NIPER Hyderabad, and CEO, Laurus Labs. So, Dr. Chava is a leader and a pioneer in pharmaceutical industries whose innovative work and dedication have made significant contributions to the field of drug development and manufacturing. Sir, please.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah. And dignitaries sitting on the dais, Professor Sailendra Saraf, Professor Nanduri, Dr. Taru Sharma garu, and pharmaceutical industry, I think mentor for many entrepreneurs and advisor, well-wisher, Dr. Agarwal garu here, and also the organizing secretary, Nilesh Mehra. And directors of other NIPERs, speakers, students, and organizing members. We welcome you all to this ICD4. When I look at what is the acronym for ICD4, I think organizing people choose very wise one. What is D4? Then I was thinking the drug discovery, delivery, and diagnostics. Well, you choose the name very well. India used to be a powerhouse of healthcare. If you look at the history, the father of Indian medicine, Sushruta, way back in 900 BC, he used to do surgeries those days, and he has the tools to do surgeries. And in many kingdoms around the continents, used to send their sick patients for treatment to Sushruta. And those days, the Ayurveda used to lead, natural traditional medicine used to lead the treatments. One of the students who is studying at his institute, Sushruta, he said, I'm here in your ashram for several years, but you are not telling I'm graduating or not. So he said, okay, well, you go to the forest and bring me 2-3 leaves which are not useful for medicine. And after 2-3 days, that student came back. I said, I haven't seen anything which is not useful for healthcare in this forest. I said, no, you are graduated, go and do your practice. That is the power of natural medicine, India as a country used to enjoy those days. But over a period of time, we lost those initiatives because of various challenges our old nation faced, and also we were under rule by the Britishers for several centuries. We lost that race. But time has come for us to get back to those leadership positions, because the disease burden in the emerging world is different from disease burden in the advanced world. If you look at the microbial usage or diseases, viral diseases, leaving COVID aside, they are very common in the emerging world, whereas it is not very prevalent in advanced world. Those countries will never use amoxicillin, ampicillin for any small healthcare problem. But here in India, our emerging world, for everything we start using antimicrobial. So India is, our emerging world will eventually face very challenging antimicrobial resistance. So we need super antibiotics to treat patients because these bugs will get accustomed to the current antibiotics. And also the kind of rare diseases what are prevalent in the emerging world are different from the US and Europe. And also the insurances available in those advanced economies are not available in India. And those drugs, for example, SMA drug, which it comes in paper many times, about 17 crores drug for spinal muscular atrophy made by Novartis it is not affordable in India. Whereas the insurance companies will pay those kind of monies in Western world. So India needs Indian style of discovery, Indian style of new drugs are emerging. So the NIPERs have to play a significant role in bridging this gap. If you look at the industry academia collaboration, is very visible these days. India is the third largest unicorns in the world. Unicorns means the company's valuation over $1 billion. That means 8,000 crores. India is the third largest unicorns in the world. And more than half of the unicorns have relationship or studied or graduated from IITs. Yeah, more than half. Similarly, NIPERs should also create a lot of entrepreneurship. See, if you look at the centers of excellence, institutes of eminence in India, IITs are definitely par in excellence. And similarly, NIPERs are also doing good. Director was asking earlier why you are not doing campus interviews in NIPERs here. When we looked at the average salary of graduates we are passing out of the NIPER is much more than what we can pay. That means you guys are doing good. So NIPERs are imparting very good education, and you guys should inculcate the desire to get into research. As Mr. R.K. Agarwal mentioned, from volume we have to move to value. The value comes only from research. I will give a very simple example. If you buy a Microsoft Office in New York or in Hyderabad, I think Microsoft has no generous feeling. They will charge the same, few $100s per license. But if you take a taxi in Manhattan and taxi in Hyderabad, it is different. So here, there is no value addition here. You only people driving from one place to another place. So the value of service depends on where you render, but value of knowledge doesn't vary where you create. So if you create knowledge in India or do knowledge in America, the value of knowledge remains same irrespective of the region where it is used. Whereas service has a different value. Similarly, I urge all of you to cultivate the habit of getting into research rather than immediately looking for a job. So India has gone through some challenges. India never been through graduating step by step. From agrarian economy, we moved to services economy. We didn't do manufacturing as a service. So we lost that race. So if you look at any other major economies in the world, they graduated one step at a time. So they did agriculture-based economy, manufacturing-based economy, and then service-based economy. So now, if you look at the government is also saying Make in India, the PLI schemes and all those to help and encourage people to do manufacturing in India. But if you couple innovation and manufacturing together, I think we are going to be the winners. So, yeah. So, we have to appreciate the Department of Pharmaceuticals and Government of India making their own infrastructure for NIPERs is also a big step. So many universities, if you look at, they don't have infrastructure, they don't have trained, respected faculties like NIPER. I'm sure in the near future, the NIPERs will definitely bring a lot of laurels to the country by bringing a lot of entrepreneurship, a lot of research. And this current conference is a testimony for that. NIPERs are conducting international conferences on drug discovery, delivery, and diagnostics. See, we give importance to the drug discovery and diagnostics, but delivery is also very important. I'm sure some of you might know the most largest selling drugs are obesity drugs right now, the semaglutide and all. The semaglutide currently is used as a subcutaneous injection with 0.5 milligrams per week. Whereas if that drug has to be given orally, the dose is 14 milligrams. That means the bioavailability of a oral drug is very low. So people, if you can devise techniques, use permeability enhancers, they can deliver the drug, say, increase the bioavailability by 100% more than what it is today. That is also kind of discovery. So the amount of usage of drugs goes down to 50%. So the drug delivery is also very, very important area, which increases the chance of success of a drug. So many drugs nowadays are not, earlier scientists used to write structures and then make in the laboratory and test. Nowadays, those days are gone. Computer-aided drug discovery, artificial intelligence supported drug discovery. Those structures have become very complex. As the drugs structures are becoming complex, their solubility goes down significantly. So then they need a very different delivery mechanism than what the traditional drugs used to use. People used to take oral capsules and all, but now those are not possible. So nowadays drugs 2-3 milligrams, but the excipients used are few hundred milligrams. So that is the way the drug delivery is also playing a very, very important role in the pharmaceutical industry. So I want to congratulate the organizers for choosing such an apt topic for the conference. And I wish all of you have a great time in the next 2 days. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for joining us today and sharing your expertise and vision with us. Now I request our director, sir, to kindly felicitate our guests. So, requesting director, sir, to kindly felicitate our chief guest, Dr. Chhawaji. Thank you, sir. Kindly requesting, sir, to felicitate Dr. Taru Sharma ji. Thank you, sir. Requesting, sir, to please felicitate Shri Agrawal ji. Thank you, sir. Now, as we proceed towards the end of this inauguration ceremony, I would like to invite Dr. Nidesh Mehra for presenting the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Priyanka. Esteemed dignitaries, respected guests, dear colleagues and delegates, good morning all. As we are closing this inaugural session, let gratitude be the compass guiding our journey through this conference. Thank you is a prayer that transcends physical form. It is felt deeply within the heart. As the inaugural function of this International Conference on Drug Discovery, Delivery and Diagnostic ICD4 2024 rushed to an end, it is my esteemed privilege to extend a formal vote of thanks. This auspicious gathering has indeed been a testament to our collective pursuit of knowledge and the spirit of intellectual camaraderie. First and foremost, I extend my deepest gratitude to Dr. Satyanarayan Chavasu, CEO Lotus Lab, Chairman BUG Naipar Hyderabad, for his guidance and continuous support. I am truly grateful to Sri R.K. Agarwal ji, National President of the World Drug Manufacturer Association of India BDMI, and Dr. G. Taru Sharma, Director NIAB Hyderabad, for their commitment to excellence and their dedication to cultivating an environment where such meaningful discussion and collaboration can take place. Thank you for your invaluable contribution. I am thankful to Professor Sailen Saraf sir, Director Naipar Hyderabad, whose visionary leadership and unwavering support has been the cornerstone of this conference. Sir, your guidance has been instrumental in orchestrating this grand event, and your commitment to nurturing a culture of academic excellence is truly commendable. Thank you for your invaluable contribution and for being the driving force behind this successful conference ICD4 2024. I also thankful to Dr. Srinivas Nandidu sir, Dean Naipar Hyderabad, for his continuous support to make this grand event success. I would also like to express my heartfelt thanks to our esteemed speakers from different research institutes, universities, and industry, and chairs and panelists. Your willingness to share your expertise in the depth of your scholarship is truly commendable. Your contribution have been undoubtedly enriched the discourse and elevated the academic rigor of this conference ICD 42024. I am equally grateful to the esteemed member of the different committees, coordinator of this ICD 42024. Words cannot be fully expressed for their appreciation, for their unwavering guidance and support in shaping this conference ICD 42024. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to DOP Department of Pharmaceuticals, Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizers, Government of India, Department of Biotechnology, New Delhi, Department of Science and Technology, Science and Engineering Research Board, New Delhi, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research CSI, New Delhi, for their financial support for this ICD 42024. In addition of this, I am also thankful to the industrial partners for the contribution in the form of sponsorship, CATFAM, Thermo Fisher Scientific Private Limited, Lab India, CBS Publisher, Vitrans Healthcare Private Limited, Class 1, Sotex India Private Limited, Malvan Pan Analytical, Taranath, High Media, TA, Instruments, and NXS. I must also extend our sincere appreciation to the non-technical staff, volunteers, press and media, maintenance department, IT department, administration department, security and finance department, and store and purchase department for their contribution in this ICD 42024. Your dedication behind the scenes has been pivotal in orchestrating this conference. A special note of thanks to our participants. They came across from this India, from different states, and the different attendees and delegates. In conclusion, as we continue with the session ahead, let us carry forward the spirit of collaboration that has been so vividly displayed today. May this conference serve as a beacon of knowledge and a catalyst for the innovation. Thank you all once again, and may we have a fruitful and intellectually stimulating conference of this ICD 42024. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Before we proceed for a tea break, there are a couple of announcements. So it is requested to the participants to please put up their posters number 1 to 46, pharmaceutics, because we are going to open the poster session now. And the poster session will be opened by Professor Dudal Panda, Director, NIPER Mohali. Also, in case of any medical need or emergency, kindly contact the reception, as all the appropriate arrangements have been made to take care of that. I also request everyone to gather here at 11:30 for our plenary sessions. Kindly oblige with the time. And now welcome you all for joining the high tea outside. Thank you so much.